You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Hello, welcome back to Skyrim Addict Podcast 184, I think. I'm Michael. Ray is here.
Howdy, howdy.
Colin's here.
Evening, guys.
Juan.
Good morning.
And Victor.
Hello, hello.
And we're spanning the times of day. morning to evening. Oh, gosh. So, we're back at it. We had some big community news this week within the Fallout Feed, Skyrim Addict, Games Who Game community. Jess, with the big community spotlight from Bethesda, the Fallout 76 community spotlight article on Bethesda.net. I mean, that was pretty awesome, actually.
It was very awesome.
Exciting.
Yeah. We've been waiting for it. So when it finally came out, it was exciting to see.
I mean, it's not even like a little piece. It's not like 2 paragraphs. It's a decent length little spotlight there.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. That's a great thing that they do too. Selecting, community members to highlight regularly, and she does so much. I mean, God, between
my gosh, it seemed like they were just kind of lightly brushing over stuff, and that's because it wasn't going to be a 30-page article.
yeah, because it's not like she just does one thing. It's not just streaming or just like camp building or just the podcast or whatever. It's like 80 different things all involved in it, which is pretty amazing. So that was super awesome to see.
Yeah, it wasn't Andrew saying that like in the beginning she was just like, I don't know, I really want to do this. And then that bug just hits you.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yep. And then you get the Bethesda community spotlight, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
That is a nice thing though for that. I assume they do that with ESO also. I'm not sure, but
I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, I guess it depends on
too much.
the team handling each of those things. So who knows?
Yeah.
But that's great because it's it's good to recognize the people who are keeping the game alive for you.
Yeah,
that's pretty important, especially in.
I think there's too much for ESO. There's just so many people that are providing content for that.
Yeah, I don't know what the amount of players on each thing is, but it's pretty awesome to see this week. Had no idea Bethesda knew who we were in general.
Hopefully she plugged us a little bit.
She plugged us a lot.
We were drug along on the coattails of someone doing tons of stuff, basically.
We'll take it.
I'll take it, yes.
Yep.
But that was super awesome to see. And hopefully get Dames of Game out there a little bit, get that. People can get a little bit of that Stardew Valley fix like I do when I listen to it. But
yeah, and Animal Crossing, right?
Yeah. Some Animal Crossing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I find it invaluable for makeup tips.
Yes, that as sure. Well. Yes, that is a significant or a part of the show as well.
Because shiny is bad, right?
Yeah.
Well, unless it's glitter.
That's true. That's a good point. There could be times when you need it. Let me pull up the chat there. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Michelle's in the chat on our YouTube thing. We're trying the audio live on our Discord as well. I don't have enough of a screen to look at that as well. So if you're listening on Discord, thanks. So we've been doing Legend of the Dragonborn. I haven't gotten a ton of playtime in since we recorded last. I admittedly been playing other games.
Yeah.
As I saw Victor log into Valheim on Discord or whatever it was. Was it Discord that I saw? Oh, no, Steam. I saw it pop up. That's what it was because I had Steam open because I was playing Skyrim before this, actually.
The odd thing would be seeing Victor not playing Valheim right now.
I've been neck deep in the Stardew Valley update.
Oh, nice.
Heading to the island and doing trying to find golden walnuts. And so it's a nice little that's such a wonderful little game that guy has built. Like for one person to put all of it together and continue to build on top of it and add on to it, he's done a really, really amazing job.
Yeah. I played a little bit when it first came out. It's not my kind of game.
Yeah, you have to be
clearly
like,
well done.
Yeah, and now like they have the co-op and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty neat. And also I've been going through doing all the escalations and stuff in Hitman 3 and killing everybody in Dubai in the tower and piling them up in the lobby and things like that. So, which is, Hitman is what the game is. Yeah. But I did get back to some Skyrim today. So I assume, Victor, you've been playing Valheim, as we said.
I have been playing only Valheim. It's the only game, since it came out. When was it? February 10th or something like that, or 9th or somewhere in there. And I bought it a couple days later. Immediately purchased rented a server, and we've been playing it ever since.
Man, that's so. I guess you've been enjoying it then.
Well, I have. Yeah, it's for me. It's almost.
It really sucks. He forces himself to play.
Yeah. No, it's just. I guess it's almost the perfect game for me. I guess there's so much about it, but I'll tell you one of the things that one of the reasons I've played so much of it is because I can play it with my kids.
That's
and
awesome.
It's a game that we've been playing a lot together. We haven't really sort of bonded over a game like this since the days of like Warcraft 2 back in the late 90s, early 2000s or whatever. And so, pretty much every evening, either Kate or Sean or all three of us are hanging out and just playing. It's just such a wonderful, gentle co-op experience with incredibly not gentle bosses and enemies to just kick your ass when you want to get your ass kicked. But yeah, it is a great game. It's just a gem.
I've been playing it nonstop as well since Victor recommended it the last time we were on. I derped around a bit on his server and that, but then recently I've just been playing on my home world and building and going out and getting my ass kicked as well. Yeah. There's some things I don't like about the game, and some things that I don't like at the time, and then afterwards you think like that's part of the venture, that that's what the game is. It's sort of like it's like when things start to go wrong, they go really wrong. Well, especially for me. So because when you die, like all your good shit it gets left there, and you sort of like spawn back, and then you have to go and get your shit. But your shit is obviously where you died, and that's where the enemies who killed you are. So you've got to go back to get your shit in gear. Either like usually if you haven't died somewhere that's surrounded by enemies, then you can go back there and kind of sneak in and grab it while you're still naked. Just grab all your shit. But sometimes it's right there in the middle and you can't get in. So you've got to wear substandard gear, and then you go in and then you find out you can't get everything out because you haven't got enough space to carry everything. So you got to run in, grab a little shit, and then run back out again. And at the time you're like, oh, this is fuck this game. And then when it's all over, it's like, oh, that was awesome. Sort of like, going in there and then killing this one, running away, and then coming back and then killing this one and then running away. And it's just so long. But you get the bosses are like big and brash and sort of like, they all over the terrain, the terrain. And sort of like, there's one fight which literally it leveled half a forest while I was in there trying to kill it. And it was just epic and awesome and really fucking hard. And then in contrast to Victor is like complete, and this is what how good the game is that my favorite part of the game, absolute part that I love, is that I'm completely alone. It's just me. There's no NPCs. There's no humans. There's one apparently that I haven't found yet, and as Victor knows, I don't like spoilers. It was awesome because I was telling Victor, I was like, "Oh, I got to go mine some iron when I get it, sort of like, get the chance because I've just got like a bronze pickaxe." But he didn't tell me how you mined iron and how fucking. I was like looking all over for it, and I was like, "Piece of shit, fucking game," blah blah blah. And I was talking to him, and he was like, "Oh, and I gotta go mine iron," and he was like, "Oh, yeah, good luck with that." And didn't tell me a fucking thing, and then I was like, "Where do I go? Where the fuck is it? All right, I'm going in this cave, and I'm gonna do this shit, and finally I'll find it eventually." And then I just like stumbled across it. But other than that, there's like enemies, and there's like skeletons and stuff like that. But there's no NPCs. And in this particular world, when you're in your own server, unless you, as far as I know, unless you invite somebody there, nobody else can get into your game. And it's just me and this versus just this entire planet, and I can go out and explore and sort of like use everything myself and sort of like just work on my own, and I don't have to deal with anybody fucking else and their shit. Can you go and get me 10 fucking bear skins? No, fuck off. Go get your own 10 bear skins.
Yeah.
Silly old hag.
I just want to finish that cave now that you mention it, actually.
Yeah.
Over by Iverstead. Right, you've been in space or...
Well, I've been playing my usual battery of games, but I stumbled across a YouTube video for the old submarine game I played, Silent Hunter 3, and watched a couple of videos, and next thing I knew, I was up here loading it on the computer. And so I've been taking my U-boat out, sinking all kinds of merchant ships. So it's been fun to get back into that. Not a long-term thing because it's just so time-consuming, and I've got so many other time-consuming things going on. But it was fun to dabble back in.
There you go. Michelle's saying he's been going back to Lord of the Rings online.
Oh, nice.
For like the last 3 weeks. He said he's spent about 5,000 hours in it from the beginning, and has a lot of like souvenirs and stuff to collect. So
Sean was really into that too. That was,
we did just start another season of the Fallout Feed Roundtable.
Oh, that's right.
We're back into Fallout 4.
Yeah, that's right. I heard you guys talking about going to Concord the other night.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it the other night, though. I listened to it the next day because I was asleep when you guys were
in or skipping also.
Yeah. You've been in ESO or just Skyrim one?
I've done quite a bit of ESO. Right now we have the Try something event going.
Try Wizard Cup.
No. No, this is more with the Tribunal. The Tribunal. So basically, it's Clockwork City and Vardenfell.
Oh, nice.
So we just do the dailies. You get little coffers and gold coffers and tickets, and there's a chance to make like this little kind of like a little raptor pet. That's like a little. It's kind of like a Dwemer type, or basically a Clockwork City type creature.
Oh, cool.
So it's like mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool, and it does like little things. I actually really like it, and just quite a bit of that. And then Skyrim as well. My character Persephone Tharn. So she's kind of at this point she doesn't. She kind of just gave herself the name Tharn, but she kind of believes she is. And so she joined the Imperial Legion, and then because she wanted to get close to the Emperor and kind of discuss with him, hey, what's just kind of trying to figure out something of her history. And of course, the Emperor decided to go to Skyrim. So there she goes. She goes to Skyrim and just kind of trying to figure out how to get close to the Emperor. And then so there's rumors that there's a plot to kill the Emperor. So she's got to try to figure out how she's going to go about at least saving the Emperor before she can talk to him. And she's kind of just going around and exploring, seeing where she can get leads. So I think the first stop will be the Thieves Guild, because they're supposed to be kind of have their fingers in a lot of stuff. So she might be able to get information from them, and then probably from there go to the Dark Brotherhood, and then just kind of move along through there. And that'll be the way that I'm going to keep going through the story and collecting all the stuff for the museum as well.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm kind of still figuring out what I want my character to be. I'm only to Iverstead at this point. I just made it to High Hrothgar, I should say. So I'm kind of in that early part of the story of the character. So I don't know. I haven't really decided where I want to go first. I might go to the Civil War as well, because I haven't done it in so long that I kind of want to steer a character that way. And
yep.
And especially since it is kind of part of the main quest line anyway, with the whole negotiations up at High Hrothgar. So I feel like it works hand in hand with that well.
It's interesting because so all of us have sort of made that decision independently. My character also is Civil War sort of early on, part of her storyline. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to start kicking that off after I get through this part of the Dragonborn quest line, or the main quest, I should say, not Dragonborn. But
right,
I'm just about to learn Whirlwind Sprint. So. Oh, I had an immersive HUD question, actually. So are there settings to make it where, like, if there's something nearby, it'll pop up? Or
you set it for combat to pop up in combat, and the only settings I usually ever change in immersive HUD are the toggle settings. So whereas he's got it by default, you sort of press and hold to see the HUD and then let go and it goes away.
Yeah.
And I set it to toggle on and off. And then I also set all widgets. I believe it's the setting that's link all widgets, I think. So other than that, I don't really mess with it. So I'm pretty sure there is at least for your reticle, or whatever you want to call it, that it'll automatically come on when you go into combat. I know you can.
Yeah. I was looking more for exploring, where you can, on the top part of the HUD, it'll show you if something's nearby when I'm exploring, because I'm, not really fast traveling, other than like if I go back to somewhere after I go somewhere, so just doing that little bit of exploring, it's nice to have it pop up. I mean, for the main things, I know where they are, and I know what I'm going past, and I know what's up the road, obviously. But just sometimes there's those little places where, and there's also stuff added by the mods and all that, want to find.
Like the I need stuff. I like to have that. That's why link all widgets. The I need widgets will pop on and off.
Okay.
Do stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll just have to take a look at the menu a little bit.
Yeah.
I've actually kind of enjoyed not having the map.
Me too.
Because or even the little compass. Because I'll sit there and it's like, okay, where do I need to go? And then I sit there and I open the map and I look at it. I go, okay, I'm going in this direction, so I need to keep going. And so I kind of plot a path in my head where I'm gonna ride, and it feels a little more
natural.
Like. Yeah, as opposed to looking up and saying, okay, I'm traveling north and there's my target, because you got the little arrow. So it's almost got that Elder Scrolls 3 feel, where you had no pointers or anything. So it does make it a little bit interesting, but it's a little bit annoying, like you said. If, like, let's say you're in Whiterun and you have to talk to a certain person, and you're just like, who am I supposed to talk to? Where are they? But so I just have to keep opening the map, and then it's even funny when they're actually like walking around, because
you open and close it, and they're different places. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I was actually going to Iverstead, I followed the road signs.
That's fun too. Just sit there and go, oh, okay. The road signs are. It's actually nice to actually use them and actually be able to see them.
Yeah.
Because on the 360,
you couldn't see them.
They were really blurry.
Yeah. Back in that day, you were not. Yeah, you weren't really following them. No, that's for sure. I did. I was like, I mean, I know that whatever multitude of ways to Iverstead, but I was like, I'm going to follow the road and follow the signs while I'm riding my horse, and do it in a very, natural, normal way. And
you're using convenient horses also, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm enjoying that as well.
Yeah, me too. I set my horse to flee in combat as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't want it to die. I had an incident with Lydia.
So we heard. Yes.
So I had her as a follow. Of course, picked her up as after White Watch Tower and all, or not White Watch Tower. Was it Whiterun? Eastwatch? What the hell? Why can't I remember?
Western Watchtower.
Western Watchtower. No, I'm thinking of White River Watch and Western Watchtower all the same. And then I had for was it REN up at the museum? I had to go to Silent Moons, and that when you go into that building, and then there's that, you come in that one room and you go down the stairs and bang a hard right, and there's a door down there. On the inside, it got all bottled up in there, and I'm using flames, and I forgot about, when you're using flames, you're getting everybody, and then next thing I know, everybody in the hallway was dead, just because it's so much. It's just like, and I'm like, this is why I wait until I have like something I can throw, because I still only have flames at this point, so I can't I can't really target it to not hit somebody who's fighting somebody else. It just kind of hits everything and everyone all around. So I was like, oh God, I really was hoping to keep a follower for a little while. And then I was just like, I'm just going to give up on the follower thing for a bit. I'm too low level.
Lydia ever survived with you?
Yes. In the past. Yes. She's
okay.
I've had her live at, was it Lakeview and all kinds of stuff,
Okay.
The problem is you get her early on, so like the spells you use are so haphazard and not real precise or anything. So you're hitting, like, if you're using frost or sparks or whatever, you're just hitting everyone everywhere, and you're not really hitting the target that you want to hit. So that's generally what happens. So I think because she's like one of that first followers you come across really realistically, because you get her as when you're Thane after the whole dragon episode,
right? And she's actually one of the stronger first followers that you get, because like Faendal is
he usually doesn't make it very long. This is not true, Michelle. He's saying I don't like Lydia. This is not true. I actually like Lydia as a follower. She's a very good follower. I have no issue.
Born to carry our burdens.
Yeah. I mean, this is not.
Who doesn't like that?
It's not an elite.
She's I think she's one of the few that was given the lines for the Dragonborn DLC. If you bring her over to Soul's Time, she has special lines. She goes, "Oh, wow. So this is Soul's Time." It's not. I don't. She made some dismissive remark about it, and then she's like, when she meets Freya, she's like, "I suppose she's all right for a skull." I think that's all. She also got added the Khajiit one, the one where it's and she goes, "My cousin had a cat. I killed that too."
Is she the originator of that line?
I know she says it. I don't remember ever saying it before, but I remember saying
Bandits use that line a lot too.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
She said it when we were in Soulstone. I don't know whether I had the dialogue overhaul, and at the time, so they could have added it.
Yeah,
because she does voice one of the bandit types as well. So,
okay.
So somebody could have added that to her, but I do remember the the Soulstone one. Or like when you're reading the book, ooh, don't do that.
Oh man. Oh, speaking of books, like in past playthroughs, I feel like I found a ruined book on every table in every room of every building of every dungeon everywhere, and I feel like I found no ruined books this time until I got to was it Shroudhearth Barrow over there by Iverstead, where Wendelius, or is that? I'm like, I've been through like 20 places. I have like 2 ruined books. I feel like every time I go through these places, there's nothing but ruined books. What is happening here?
You need them. That's what happens.
That's what happened. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah. Like now I can't find a ruined book to save my life. And then there's like 30 of them in Shrouded Hearth Barrow. They're all over the place. So
and those Sons of Bees, they weigh 2 each.
Yes, they do. Yeah. So it's not like you're doing a lot of carrying. It's nice to have. I have the backpack, so I think I have like 500 carry weight. And then of course the horse, you can put some on the horse, but
I think I'm up to 705 carry weight.
Oh yeah. I haven't added anything to stamina or anything like that. It's all gone mostly to magicka, a little bit of stamina.
I like those backpacks you can make. Like a whole bunch of little bags of holding. So those are nice.
Yep.
That's how I got 705. And then I was attacked by the Dark Brotherhood, and they have a shoulder pouch that you can't make, and that added and it adds like 70 carry weight, I think, or 50 or something. So yeah.
I almost got attacked by them on my way to Iverstead, but I just kept running on the horse, and they never caught up. So I should have killed them and taken their shoulder back.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'll have to look out for that next time because they're probably still after me.
I'm sure.
And I rode the horse up to High Hrothgar, which was nice because I just ran past everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you went up the road. You didn't go up the side of the mountain?
No, I didn't go up the side of the mountain. When I got to the top, though, I remembered back to a long time ago, when I had Shadowmere and had no idea the horse could die, and Connor ran it off at the top of High Hrothgar, which I think it just respawns back at the in the pool. But at the time I had no idea, and Connor rode it right off the side of High Hrothgar down to his death, and I'm like,
killing Shadowmere is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, it's quite. You got to do quite some damage to take care. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this was on the 360, so I mean, I was like, oh my god, what happened? It's like, how'd this happen?
Yeah, I mean, Shadowmere will kill a dragon.
Yeah. And I still have a dragon buzzing around the top of the museum, which is like the most awkward place to try and kill a dragon. There's like all those damn houses in Solitude and the museum and the palace, and there's like nowhere to stand. And then fireballs just randomly come raining down from the sky. I'm like, ugh.
I think I set mine to not attack inside of keep and castle walls.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, especially if you don't have run for your lives or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? Because God knows who's left in Solitude at this point.
They're all dead. Yeah. Did I mention that? I think I mentioned it the last time somehow, and this wasn't even a dragon attack. I lost Bellathor.
Oh, I hate that.
There was some bandits were spawned inside Whiterun or something from some mod. I don't know. And yeah, he went down. So
yeah, he goes down and fights. Yeah. And gets killed.
He's got his little dagger, and he's you put up a fight.
That's happened to me so many times in with the Dawnguard DLC and this, the vampire spawnings.
Yeah, that master vampire.
Yeah, him and Adrienne just end up getting wiped out pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
Adrienne, Alvor gets killed a lot too.
Yeah.
Girder, Riverwood.
Guess the coin wasn't good enough for the companions there, huh?
Yeah. They don't go running down there. You don't see the
That's
whole
right.
team of them run out of their house.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yeah. I did start Helgen Reborn.
Oh, nice.
Which is kind of nice because it kind of does fit in with the story because basically she hates the Thalmor because as an orphan she was mistreated pretty badly by them. So it just kind of adds to the story and my headcanon. So
there you go.
Yeah, and Helgen Reborn is really well integrated into the Civil War quest too. It's
nice. Okay. Yeah,
you have three choices with Helgen Reborn. When you at one point, depending on what side you're on or not, whether you're doing it at all. So it's
and I'm still trying to decide which way she's going to go, because she's an Imperial, so she likes the Empire, but she hates the Thalmor, and helping the Empire helps the Thalmor, and so we'll see. I'll see where it kind of goes from there. It's still evolving. So I kind of like this.
Nice. Yeah, I have to kick off Helgen Reborn still. I think I have to. You have to meet somebody or something.
You got to make sure that the bandits have taken up residence in Helgen. You just go and look and see if there's bodies on stakes outside the door, and then read the book, and it'll kick it off, and you have to meet Patsy and. Whiterun.
Whiterun, is it? Okay.
A courier will come and give you a letter.
Right, because I think you have to go into the keep, read the book, and then go through the path that you normally would have gone through.
Yeah.
And then either decide which of the two you want to give your health potion to at the over where the bear is. And then from there it kicks off the
That's live another life.
Yeah, you don't have to do that for Helgen Reborn. Just
that's it.
In the book, it actually recommended doing that just in case.
Okay.
I read in the book, and it said just kind of go through it just in case
to get him out of Helgen. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think to trigger everything. Yeah. Yeah, had recommended doing that. Yeah, I have to go back there and double check and make sure everything spawned, like all the bandits spawned and all that stuff. Right. I went through there when it was when they weren't there yet in the very beginning, and ran through the cave and all. But
okay,
I have to go back there, get that started too. Especially if you say it goes along well with the Civil War. If I'm going to go that direction, it'll be nice to do.
Yeah, the first two times I played through it, I didn't even bother with that, and then the third time I was playing Stormcloak side, and it's not. I mean, the outcome is pretty much the same, but he did a really nice job with different dialogues and things.
Oh, cool!
Depending on what side you take, etc.
Yeah, I've been leveling. What was that?
No, never mind. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I've been leveling my archaeology skill as well. I've been finding the dig sites.
Nice. I found a couple of those. Yeah, that's an interesting little mechanic that's going on there. I like it.
All right, I've been just sort of chopping wood as we're in Valheim while we're talking. One of the things in this game is, if you chop a tree and it falls down on you, you die.
Oh, nice.
And they can cause chain reactions if you're chopping trees down in the forest.
That's a pretty nice mechanic.
I was just running for my life there for a second. Trees falling everywhere.
Oh, gosh. Michelle's asking how it goes with the museum. I think I have about 250 artifacts right now, or, items.
Wow.
That's a lot.
I explored a lot of different places, like went to Silent Moons and places like that, and had a lot of junk on me. So it might have been a lot of books and a lot of normal items. You know what I mean? So it could be a lot of that random stuff. But I like the mechanic of it.
Did I see that you have to get 150 objects before you can start the quest to do the Explorers Guild.
I thought it was just that Colin would know, but I thought it was just the safe house. You needed the X number of displays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got the access to the safe house pretty quick. I mean, it took me a while to realize that I had it, but and I'm still stuck. So I had the guy gave me the quest to go get the Jade Dragon from Bellathor. And last time we talked about that it would be in Bellathor's inventory, but I went back to Bellathor's and it wasn't in his inventory. So I couldn't buy it. I went back to the museum and said, "Hey, I couldn't get this this artifact." And he says, "Okay, well, while you're working on that, here, go get this artifact." And it was some Firebrand wine from a ship in Dawnstar, and the captain's standing right there, and you're supposed to steal it. I'm like, okay, that didn't work any better.
Oh man!
I mean, I am trying to do this without stealing anything.
Oh, no.
So,
oh god,
that may have to, get put on hold. Morals be damned.
Yeah, you're gonna have to work that into your story somehow. There.
Yeah, I'll let Brynjolf talk me into becoming a thief.
There you go. Yeah.
I still have to get some quarried stone to redo the dragon stone.
I'm not too sure what happened there because there's one in Solitude shop as well. I've bought that one and I've bought Bellathor's one, so I'm not too sure what happened.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it was added to the quest; it got taken out of his inventory.
I know
it could have been one of the other mods took it out.
Oh yeah.
Well, is it on the shelf in his store?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, you can see it. Okay,
and it's marked as steel, so.
Yeah.
And I've got a high enough sneak. I could, just go back in that back room, come around the corner, and snag it. But
you could always. I mean, you could always work it in by saying, "All right, since you can make duplicates, right? Steal it, go make a duplicate, and then replace it,
and put it back."
Oh yeah, you can make the replica.
I don't think you can't make duplicates of that. I think.
Oh, that's not a replica one.
Oh, really? Oh.
As far as I remember, you can't.
Oh, I thought you could make replica of everything. Okay.
No, not everything. No, everything comes up in your doohickey on the bench.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so far for me, only certain things have come up. Yeah, like the claws and
quest items, weapons,
things like that.
But they're not. The weapons are not equivalent. Because obviously you're just making a copy of it. Actually, so it won't have the same stats as the original weapon. It won't have any of the enchantments on it.
And thank goodness I'm done with the. I'm the Harbinger now. So, the companions who are clearly the worst companions. So I don't know exactly what's breaking the mechanics of this, but running around with Farkas, he would not attack. He would just sit there and let these the Silverhand just beat the living crap out of him.
Oh my god!
And not move because I was sneaking. And so he's following me around. I'm trying to get away from him because I'm sneaking, and he's following along, leading him right to me, and until I would stand up and they would attack me, he wouldn't fight back.
Oh my god!
And it was just driving me nuts. But and it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the fact that if it was just me, I could sneak up behind him and kill him.
Yeah.
But because he's following me, as just about the time I get to where they're at, they see him, stand up and turn around, and so I lose my backstab.
That's a bit of a problem, yeah.
It's like, I could, and Ayala was just as bad.
In that last fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah,
you're killing me. Just get it. She steps in the front of your arrows, or she drags all the enemies to you. And it's just I hate companions.
Yeah. I had a nightmare with her once against when you go up against the Skinner. In that first one where it's thingy, when she went up against, we were going up against the Skinner, and it was like, I think it was the first thing I done, like the first main quest, and so when going in there, she was just standing there, and the Skinner had a one-handed weapon that had an enchantment on it of some type or other. And she was just standing there holding her shield, letting him or her beat on her again and again and again. I wouldn't attack, wouldn't do it, just stood there, let it be. And then he'd beat her down in about 4 or 5 strikes, and that's it. She would be on her knee, and then he'd be chasing after me, and then like one-shot me or something. It's like, really? Legendary companions?
Yeah.
Are you? I'll go back to get my Lydia. Stupid redheads.
Oh God!
Well, as Juan said, clearly the coin was not good enough. So.
Yeah, he had a coin was not good enough. Exactly. Oh man. Yeah, I just went through. What's the one with Goldier? And Val, was it Val?
Hilgrin's Tomb.
Yeah, Hilgrin's Tomb. I just ran through there on my way to Iverstead. Actually, he wasn't super helpful either.
I love Goldier. He's one of my favorite followers.
He on this one it was weird. He lagged way behind me. I think maybe because I was sneaking. I don't know. So it was causing a weird issue. I don't know what was going on. Because normally he will go in and fight, and then I can run up to like the top of the steps where what's his name is, and start hitting some of the Draugr that are attacking him with arrows and stuff. But he was stuck in a weird, just some weird glitch or something where the sneaking screwed something up or something.
Yeah.
So it became a bit of a more difficult battle for me at a low level. Because I think I'm still only level 17 or 18 maybe. And using magic, so that's always a little not quite at that tipping point yet. So yeah, a lot of running and hiding still. Running, hiding, healing, drinking potions as fast as possible.
Yeah. By the way, the developers of Valheim have clearly said that one of their inspirations was Skyrim, and there are some things in this game, including some audio files. One of the dungeon audio files is directly out of Skyrim.
Really?
I swear they took it right out of Skyrim.
Oh wow!
It is exactly the same. And it's like a 2-tone thing that sort of loops as you're creeping through some of the dungeon. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh, that's always good when you hear those homages.
Yeah.
We got an email from Dave about a character he's doing for
cool.
Legend of Dragonborn. So let's see. He's doing well. Let's make sure everybody else is doing well. He's back to Skyrim. And let's see. He completely rebuilt a new mod organizer, Legacy Skyrim. I guess what's it called? Profile. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name. Profile, and filled it with about 80 of his favorite mods, including Helgen Reborn, and started a new character. Yeah,
awesome.
An Imperial Scout female, Portia the Lost. Changing his play style a bit, and will use carriages and boats to move between cities. He's not using Requiem for the first time in a long time.
Oh wow!
And he's never played an Imperial before either. So the background of this character is Portia is a retiring member of the Pentius Oculatus who has been accused of diverting funds to her family. This is not true, but mud sticks, it seems. Her family organize and run most of the criminal activities in the Imperial City and the rest of Tamriel. When it was discovered that she was the only daughter of the head of that criminal organization, she was banished to Dragonbridge in Skyrim whilst an investigation into her activities were carried out.
Okay.
The powers that be just couldn't kill her off out of fear of reprisal all over Cyrodiil, as she is the family's only daughter and little sister to some of the hardest criminals in Cyrodiil. She made the most of living in Skyrim, enjoying the luxury of being thought of as crooked, which gave her an entree into the Skyrim Thieves Guild without actually joining. During her time in Skyrim, she amassed a fortune in gold and jewels whilst carrying out her real passion of archaeology. She was very good at it. So we find her retiring from the Penius Oculatus, taking her worldly goods and heading into Solitude to investigate the new museum there. So he may or may not be keeping a journal, but yeah, that's where he's starting his character. Always has great backstories, Diz.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun way to start it. Yeah, I really need to get an idea of where this character is going. I think it's because my first time playing with the museum that I just feel like I want to do everything so much that But I want to focus on some things first before I branch out and do everything and have like a nice story to run through before like hopping into all every different faction across the entire map. I think it'd be fun to do that, and then Civil War takes you so many places that I think that'll help too.
That's a fair point. I've been kind of struggling with that too. Just trying to justify a storyline that covers everything, and at some point, you're right. You sort of have to give up on that and just go and do it all.
Yeah, at least if you can, like in the beginning part, you can focus and then go, okay, I kind of completed that. Now I can branch off. But Michelle had a good question. How much of the Legend of Dragonborn could he get done if he didn't want to do the main quest or the factions with like his hunter-gatherer character?
He could do
quite a bit, right?
Yeah, he can do all of the quests for Legacy of the Dragonborn. So he can do all the quests. The only requirement I know of is Dawn Guard.
Okay.
So he'd have to do Dawn Guard.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't think there was anything that would prevent him. The only thing he'd get related to called the Dragonborn by Aryan, whatever his name is, and he'll sort of like get items and stuff like that that's related to helping with shout and that sort of stuff. But as far as I know, he doesn't have to do the Dragonborn quest to do all the quests for
the museum itself.
For the museum, yeah. But to fill it, you would have to do the quest.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to get all the artifacts, obviously. But if you just wanted to kind of play through the museum part of it as something separate than being Dragonborn, that seems like that could be pretty... Especially as a hunter-gatherer, you're going to be going to places anyway, throughout your following the herds and stuff, I assume.
Yeah, there's like lots of different like jewelry things and everything like that. Just loads of little doohickeys you can pick up and sort of like fill here and fill there and sort of thing. But there's just quite a few things that you would miss out on. Yeah. So it'd be quite difficult to fill out the museum in any sort of like serious way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's so tied to being Dragonborn.
It's just that there's some of the places you can't get into until
That's
you
true
like do
too.
the quest.
Yeah, quest locked. Yeah. You can't get the stuff.
Yeah, you can't get like a couple of the masks without doing like going to the thing, and then there's some stuff in Sovngarde. There's like one of those jade statues along the quest. And then there's items you get from like NPCs you meet like Esbern and stuff like that. So
I should be getting to him soon. Oddly enough, I just watched Flash Gordon. Speaking of Esbern, always interesting to contrast those two. Still love that movie though, but. I did see that Eleonora said she had posted a new mod for Skyrim as well. I didn't see what it was, though. I'd have to go look at that. Because I was going to play around with some Xbox ones, too. where I just hop in and play a mod or two and see what they were. I have to look that up. I was thinking about checking that out. Yeah, other than that, that's I'm going to continue on the main quest, and then Civil War and the college, since I'm focusing on magic. I think I'll do the college. I'll bring the college in once the Civil War kind of brings me up to that northern area, to those camps up there. I feel like that would be a good time to branch off. Since I'm not fast traveling, I don't feel like the necessity to just go to Winterhold for no reason, unless like the museum takes me there or the Civil War takes me there, and then I can branch off to there.
Yeah, I had a great time with the Civil War because I done it quite late. I mean, I still haven't finished that one, that Brett. But when he got to the Civil War and at the defense of Whiterun, and you know when they're attacking the gates and they have those stakes right at the gates, at the like the wooden things, and all that we're approaching. I managed to finish the battle with only one of those broken.
Oh my god!
Because I went out in front of the gates and blasted them with fury, so all the Stormcloaks turned black. And then I summoned Durnavir right in the middle of it.
Oh wow!
And he was summoning all of his undead. But the only problem is that a few of the people who worked at the stables didn't quite
survive that one.
Well, collateral damage.
Yeah, exactly. It is a war. There's going to be casualties.
Yeah, yep.
But that was amazing.
As long as it's not the wooden stakes.
Yeah. I was like, no.
Those take a long time to make,
That precise whittling.
Yeah, that's right.
Was it battlements or whatever the hell they're called? I can't remember what they're called. But sort of like barriers, those like with the pointy sticks pointing out, sort of thing. You run up and whack. But with the one on the left went down. I'm pretty sure it was just a stray arrow. Or it could have been. You know what it was? I think it was. What's his name? The guy that you meet in Helgen. Who's with the Imperials? Hadvar, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Hadvar. I was like, are we going to get through this? Not even one of those stakes is going to go down.
Oh, man.
And after I'd taken care of everybody, he just like whacked one of them. Just
of
get
course.
One go. Backstabbing little piece of shit.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny.
That's because he's been after Lydia since he was a kid.
Yeah. No, it wasn't fucking Bleakfold Barrow he was looking at out of his window. He was looking over the mountain to Whiterun. That's what I was. Lorning.
Oh man. That's funny. Over on our running podcast, We'll Run For, we're actually doing a virtual race if anybody's a runner.
Cool.
We have medals.
How do you do a virtual race?
Basically, since with the pandemic, basically you just run the miles or walk or whatever wherever you live or feel like it instead of getting together. It's on Run Sign Up and all that. But go over to We'll Run For podcast and check it out if you happen to be looking to get out in the spring and be active. We have wooden medals we're giving out.
So you're saying that you actually do have to run in this virtual race?
Well, I mean, it's up to yourself.
Okay.
We put no constraints on this whatsoever. I mean, you could walk around the block if you like. You could walk to the kitchen. I mean, realistically, you're making your own race.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Does the W key count?
Yeah. Look, if you run across Skyrim,
I'll throw in a little left shift.
Yeah.
You can get one for running across Skyrim if you like.
I have it. It's, how about the auto run key, right?
Yes.
So Eleanor's two latest mods are the Sensible Mittens.
Oh.
And the Druid Mushroom Home.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
Nice. I haven't seen those. Sensible Mittens. Okay.
That's interesting.
That's
Druid
cool.
Mushroom Home. I think I'd like to check that out, actually. New home's always good. It's always good to have a new player home. There's so many of them. It's like, because I think she was part of the one that's in the Creation Club, if I'm not mistaken. Tundra Home or whatever it's called, Tundra House. It's part of the Creation. It's one you can buy in the Creation Club. I think she was part of that.
Yeah,
Building
and
that.
there's also one she did with Dark Fox. I think it's Dark Fox 127 called Morscombe Estate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big interactive home up in Dawnstar.
Ah, okay, cool.
Got a story behind it and everything. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice. That's all I have. You guys obviously over on Fallout doing the new Fallout 4 roundtable, as you said. So
Yep. Just get revved up on that.
if people are getting back into Fallout 4, check that out. And
That's awesome. I'm glad.
yeah, congrats to Jess again. That was wonderful. The community spotlight. If you didn't see that, and it was pretty fun to see. It was fun to see somebody get recognized. So
Yeah, she definitely deserved it.
oh gosh,
the
yeah.
amount of stuff she does. It's just it's endless.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's like a resume that you got to keep on, like, folding over upon yourself as you're reading.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, most of the images on the Instagram are her stuff, right?
Yeah, quite a bit of that.
So, yeah.
Like her creations in Fallout 76. They're pretty wild, pretty incredible. So. Yeah, the only thing I would be posting on there is like me going to the like luau at Stardew Valley or something, which reminds you of Midsummer, if anybody's seen Midsummer.
Right.
It's like a it's Wicker Man-esque. I think that's the best way to explain it. It's like Wicker Man. Both versions of Wicker Man. Similar to both versions of Wicker Man. That kind of weird horror where you stumble upon a strange community of people doing things, celebrating Midsummer. But that's all I have. Anybody else have anything?
I wish I feel guilty not,
So we're taming pets and hatching eggs over in No Man's Sky.
Oh, are you?
There. Yeah. It gives you there's a machine in one of the space stations you can go to genetically modify the creatures.
Oh, really? Oh, man. That must be interesting.
It's been a lot of fun playing around with that.
Is it a little bit spore-like, Ray, or is it better?
I don't know. I never did spore. It's you have 4 different attributes that you can affect with different materials that you put in, and you can make them bigger, smaller, nicer or meaner. You can completely change their look with some really drastic DNA changes, and you can also change their color. Yeah, they're constantly doing stuff with that game. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that
all the new stuff that they put in there on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's awesome that it's turned around so completely from its awful beginnings.
Yeah,
awful for them, I should say.
Right. Yeah, and it never really, was a game that didn't work well.
Oh,
you just, after a few hours, you just ran out of stuff to do.
Yeah.
So
now there's endless.
They fixed that.
Yeah. Now there's endless things to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you heard anything new about the companions in ESO? Apparently, ESO is getting companions.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently, they're starting with 2, a female and a male. So that should be interesting. And you can basically raise them up however you want, whether you want to have your own pocket healer or tank or DPS.
That's interesting.
I don't know if you can. Maybe if you go into a dungeon by yourself, maybe you could do it, or if it's just for kind of going around the world. But it just definitely sounds like something interesting.
Yeah, because you won't be able to take him like PvP, you won't be able to take him into the delves, right?
Right.
Because that's just like a 4-man thing. If you end up, if everybody brings a companion in there, I mean, mind you, like And is it going to be like a power, like, you know, you can have like a companion, or you can have like one of the beasts that like a whatchamacallit, the animal followers you can get as a warden, or I guess a conjuration type thing?
I think those are separate. So I don't. It'll be interesting to see what they do, because I mean, you saw that they're also doing the champ point just overhaul as well, right?
I didn't hear that. The only thing that caught my eye was the companions.
Yeah, they're doing a big champ point overhaul. They're raising the limit to 3,600 champ points.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and basically
It's
you're
currently
gonna,
800 something, isn't it?
810, yeah.
Yeah, it's 810. It's going up to 3,600. Nice.
3,600. It's interesting though, because you're going to have 3 skill lines, which one is kind of like your crafting, one is your fighting or healing, and then the other one is like endurance. So like your tankiness stuff. So, so they're going to have some skills, like if in the crafting one, where you can get double maps from nodes, or just a whole lot of different stuff. I've been kind of going through it real slow. It's a lot to take in, and it should be happening this month, I think, and with this next update.
Might have to jump into that, see what they do to it.
Yeah.
Check out those
one more thing. In PvP, they may be disabling the proc sets.
Okay.
So,
that's good.
Yeah, it might even level out the playing field a little bit.
Yeah. Well, my idea was a little bit different. It was that when everybody gets there, everybody's just human, and they can only, like, you know, get swords and like steals and all like that, and sort of like, you know, all basic spells, and you can only use the the skill lines from the the Alliance War skill lines. So you can only use the support or the attack ones. You can only use those skill lines. You can't use any other ones. But obviously, for it being a big, huge MMO where everybody wants to choose something different, that wouldn't sit well with anybody but me, I don't think.
So it'd be almost like a battle royale, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just everybody has all the same shit, and you know, you just go in there and sort of like wailing each other, and those lot win that time, and then this lot wins that time, and with all the proc sets and sort of like one guy going in there and wiping out 30 people because, you know, he read something on Reddit and sort of like copied what some other guy done a year ago.
Right. Or they had unkillable werewolves.
Yeah.
Which I think they're getting rid of that, where you can't. There's 2 sets you can't wear together. Because basically it would turn you go in as a werewolf and just couldn't die.
Quite a few of those. So some guy was, it's gone. He was doing something, and it was basically against every, like, you know, everybody's advice of you shouldn't do that because it sucks. And then it turned out he was nearly unkillable because he was doing it. I think it was like going to like level 4. Vampirism or something like that, and trying to do fire damage or something along those lines.
Yeah, and I think you also put in the bat swarm with a couple different sets, and you're just constantly healing. The more people around you, the more you heal.
Yeah, the new vampire ones, I actually like that. You turn into a vampire lord and everything like that, and it's very similar to the Necromancer Ultimate, you know, when you turn into that.
Yep.
Bone Colossus, very similar.
They made some nice changes, and I think it's going to be for the better once people start figuring it out. Because even like if you start at level 0, you're gonna see noticeable increases to your tune a lot quicker than in the past. So that'll be nice as well. As you go up levels, your damage and health and everything increases. Your base health is now going to be 16k as opposed to like 8,000. So that makes even like low level tunes more durable. And I think they're saying at about 8-10, and basically the champ points is just going to enhance everything that you already have. So that should definitely be good.
Is it still doing the same thing that you got to reach veteran level and then the cap, like reach level 50 and then you start getting the champ points, or is champ points replacing everything?
No, it's still up to level 50 and then start the champ points. They're just making you have more increases as you go up in levels from 0 to 50. So completely brand new players are not starting at a complete disadvantage. Because I've started new tunes over on the EU server, and if I was starting the game right now, it would be difficult for me to sit there and even continue it, just because it is so difficult. Unless you join a guild and have guild mates that are willing to carry you through things and help you with gear and everything, just to get through it. You at this point right now, you need to have those guild mates to help you out.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming more and more. I know it is an MMO, but it's definitely becoming, from when I first started on the PC and then first moved over to the Xbox, it was like I could still play a single player, but it's now nearly completely where it's like, MMO, especially the like Elsewhere and places like that where you've got those dragon like world bosses, or nearly always you have to do like, it has to be like, about 20 people attacking it.
Right.
It can't
Well,
be.
I think the dragon you can do in like 5 to 10 people, but the Harrow Storms are, and that you need a full on Zerg of at least 10 to 10 people, bare minimum, to go through those, because stuff like heals itself as well.
It's definitely becoming more MMOs. It's you could go through all the older content single player style, but all the newer content, I think it's definitely towards to sort of like, everybody nearly always been grouped together.
It's still fun and enjoyable. I honestly, there's plenty of stuff to do. Even if you don't want to do like main content, you can take player homes and just make these beautiful homes. They have some that have nothing, and I've seen people that just take all the different plans and actually will build homes out of it just from scratch. So there's definitely a lot to do with that. That people make theme homes and everything, and one of my guilds right now, they're having kind of a bar crawl, so everybody makes their home to like a little bar, and then people go around and kind of judge it. There's like a barmaid that they gave out last month that kind of goes around with a drink tray, and so it kind of fits in with that whole bar crawl thing, which is kind of nice. And you have companions, or basically house guests that you can purchase or get through the game that will you can put inside your home, and they'll sit there and do different things. You can set up different paths. All your pets, you can make them kind of go through a little path. Like if you have cats or dogs, you can make them run around the house. It's a lot of
just like fishing competitions you can have now, and everything. Just there's a lot of choices that we go in there, but
yep. And they have something that's similar to the kind of archaeology with this mod that we're playing with, where you find a lead for something, and then you go to the area, and then you do this game that they call scrying, and it'll basically, you can narrow it down to depending on how many of the different little elements you light up. It can be anywhere from 6 different locations. You can narrow it down to 1. You go to that location, you find this little kind of mound digging archaeological site, and then you go through, and then you have to find the item. And if you hit it too many times or whatever, you can actually destroy the item, and then you have to locate another spot where it is. And it's nice because once you find it, you quote unquote send it to back to Solitude, and then they'll send you back like a little report that gives you a little history or just kind of little tale about it. Oh, they're like, oh wow, I didn't realize that the Dunmer traveled that far or whatever, and so it adds a little bit more to the lore, which is fun as well.
I found a laser rifle or something like that. A fat man.
So you're saying it goes from Fallout to Skyrim?
Yep.
that would be interesting.
I have to record another couple podcasts after this, so short ones, not these length ones or Fallout length ones for that matter.
In order to do Fallout length ones, we would need Andrew back over here.
Yeah. But we'll get into some more next time. And till then, see you, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.